Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of
ABOV The Multiverse, baby.
Your boys, Avery Harden.
This is an interesting episode, everyone.
It's another rainy day in Southern California.
I think that's what's making today weird.
Yeah.
So, like I got up today, I did my stuff, and then I went to the warehouse to do some stuff for Hop, and then when I finished doing what I needed to do, I came outside and it started raining, and it looked gloomy, but I was like, dude, it feels weird. I'm driving now in the rain, and I'm like, damn, I'm kind of tired.
Yeah. My girl had the morning off, and I just like chilled, and I was just like, man. But I will tell you this to get into it. I woke up to some good shit though this morning.
Yeah, man.
Woke up to some good shit. I woke up to Madam Web trailer, which was cool. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
And then What If Season 2 trailer, which was cooler, way better. And and then like you know what I did is like I told you, like, as much as I hate like Twitter or X, are we gonna be like, am I gonna be considered like an old head if I call it Twitter?
No, heck no.
Okay.
Everybody still says Twitter. Right. Well, I don't care what nobody says. I'm
not calling it X. You call it X.
You ever see?
I know one X and that's DM.
You ever see Coming to America?
Oh yeah,
his mama called him. I'm gonna call him. I forget what his name was. His mama called him that. I'm gonna call him that.
Yeah.
So his mama called him Twitter. I'm gonna call him Twitter.
Okay. Yeah.
You gotta put the clip. I forget what he said, but yeah.
I'm gonna be, I thought about it. I'm gonna be doing some more. You're gonna see that clip right now. Just trust me. But yeah, so like, I've been going on X a lot, Twitter, and I've curated that shit, bro. Like, I've curated it to where it's just Marvel and MMA shit. And it's so good because like and then some basketball stuff. Like obviously I saw like today the Draymond shit.
Yeah, that was crazy. Draymond Green in the UFC. Dude, Draymond Green is crazy.
Today on Ariel Helwani as well, fucking Ariel Helwani got a question where there was like, has any NBA players gone to the UFC or anybody? And then they were like, who would you think could go to the UFC? And I was like, I feel like I want to put Draymond Green in there just so he can get his ass beat real quick. Because he's always doing some wild shit.
I just see something online where Draymond was choking Rudy Gobert. And like, if you go back and look at it, Rudy Gobert was just trying to de-escalate. Like, he wasn't really doing that.
He was the guy.
But it goes back to like, I think they played them a couple of nights before. Anthony Edwards was busting Draymond. So me personally, I just think that was pent up aggression, and he just got an opportunity to take it out on Rudy Gobert. Everybody's mad at Draymond, but let's just go back to 2019 when Rudy Gobert was the reason that the NBA was down for 3 years.
Yeah.
So Rudy Gobert, he definitely, that karma kicked in yesterday. That karma kicked in yesterday, bro.
Gobert, I was telling Kat, it's because she's seen so many clips of Draymond now that she's like, oh my god, I do not like this guy. And I was like, she's seen so many clips of him just like doing wild shit that she's just like, this guy's crazy. Like, why is he playing in the NBA? And I'm like, the thing is, like, I don't like how he plays, but then also at the same time, I like the more back when in the 90s and early 2000s stuff when it was a little more aggressive and shit, so I was like, all right, cool, like I'm down for this. But I think it'd be cool to see Draymond in the UFC. Maybe it will happen one day.
I like Draymond, man.
There's been like NFL players that have gone to the UFC.
The NBA, they couldn't hang.
I think it'd be cool though.
They couldn't hang though.
Strong, amazing athletes.
They can't hang though. They complain about getting hit.
Who's the best fighter in the NBA that you think?
Right now?
Yeah. Like, who would be the best? Like, if you were to put them into the UFC and try to put them against someone, who do you think would actually be able to fight someone in the NBA?
The only person I seen fight was Brandon Ingram. He threw a punch. He threw a punch at Chris I think James Harden or Chris Paul, either one of them when Chris Paul fought. Rondo's not in the NBA no more, but Rondo he was fighting Chris Paul. But honestly, man, I don't know. I mean, if we talk,
I would just go like this and just fucking hold you back.
Who?
Fucking Victor.
Victor Wembanyama. Dude, they will
like this. They would.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, nobody. As much as we watch UFC, nobody in the NBA can handle.
Yeah.
Nobody. Maybe LeBron.
Yeah,
but LeBron.
That'd be crazy.
But
imagine. Okay, like think about the world we're living in, guys. We're living in the multiverse. This is ABOV The Multiverse. We're living in the multiverse. We're in this weird, alternate, weird version of the world that we're living in, where influencer boxing is a thing now, and any celebrity's gonna fight, right?
Yeah.
We saw Jake Paul knock out Nate Robinson. Like, think about that.
Yeah, Nate Robinson got knocked out.
Imagine like a day when like LeBron's retired from basketball. He decides, you know, I've been doing boxing workouts to stay in shape. I really like boxing. LeBron starts focusing on boxing, and then he's like, he wants to fight one of the heavyweights. He ends up fighting Tyson Fury or Francis Ngannou or someone like Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua. Like, imagine
LeBron can do it. I think LeBron, out of anybody in the NBA, I think LeBron could do it. Like if he trained long enough, like he can't. I don't think he could just do a 1 year of training. He has to do like a few years, because there's you don't want to do.
He'd probably be able to pick up on a lot of that stuff like really quick.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know who else fought celebrity boxing?
Who?
Lamar Odom.
Oh,
you gotta put the clip in. What's his name? What's that dude's name?
I don't even know.
Aaron Carter.
Oh, he did fight Aaron Carter. Bro, why is that even a matchup?
I don't know. But like,
who's in that matchmaking?
But like, if you see Lamar Odom, it's so awkward. But because these guys aren't trained fully,
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like
same for Nate Robinson, like same for like all these guys are when Jake Paul fights these guys aren't trained fully. Like Jake, like as much as I was trying to hate on him, and Logan, as much as I was trying to hate on him, like they don't have anything else to do but be influencers. So what else do? You train endlessly for boxing.
They're trained for basketball.
Yeah, so like LeBron, you train endlessly for basketball.
But in his workouts, like technically, boxing is a great workout. Imagine there has to be some basketball player in the NBA who part of their training for basketball, or something they mess around with, they have a punching bag at home.
Oh, Damian Lillard, he boxes. Well, he boxes for training.
My first thought when I thought about it was Damian Lillard. That's who I was thinking. I was like, I feel like he'd be able to fight like some of the smaller guys. Like he's not smaller because he's a big guy. Obviously, he's tall, but like how much does he weigh?
Yeah,
it's weight class. I don't know how much he weighs.
But I think he's like.
But he'd probably
he's like 6'3", 6'4", probably.
It would be so awkward. It would even feel awkward to even see them in the UFC, because like they're so tall. And like when we're watching them on basketball, like they're so small on the screen, right? Yeah, but then when you see them and they're the whole screen, they're gonna look huge.
Huge. Like Steve Nash is like 6'3".
Yeah, that's wild, bro.
Steve Nash, he's a short guy.
Yeah.
Like Allen Iverson is, I think 6'1", 6'2", 6'3". That's tall. Yeah. Like Ant is Ant is 6 foot.
Yeah, he's taller than 6 foot.
He's taller than that. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean that's like Steve Nash.
Yeah.
That's tall, bro.
And then they're built. They're like so maybe. I don't know. It'd be cool to see them in the UFC, bro.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I want to see NBA players cross over.
I don't know, man. I don't know, because this is what I say. They gotta be boxing, because not UFC, because UFC they are killers.
Yeah.
They wanna kill you.
I just think
like boxers are just like technical, like you know what I mean. They want to hurt you, but they don't want to like murder you in the ring. Like you can't put those guys in the UFC. I feel like those guys have to be.
Who has that killer instinct that could do it? Damian Lillard,
Draymond. Back to Draymond.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the only one. That's the only one.
Maybe we'll see it. Maybe we'll see it one day, but that'd be fucking awesome. But my whole point, even being in the beginning of this conversation, was that I was going on X. I have curated my shit, not X. Like it sounds pornographic. Like man, like I was going on X.
I say Twitter, man.
Yeah, Twitter.
I forget Elon.
It's all curated to Marvel shit, and it's cool because like a lot of people that I follow, just going through, I don't even know how to follow. I follow people who have like good takes. I see a good take on Twitter and I'm like, oh, that's cool, I'll follow them, And then I see like they've had a couple good takes, I'll go back on the profile, and so I'm like, okay, cool. And I follow like the people who like reporting on Marvel and shit, and they're reposting stuff, and it's cool to see that a lot of the Marvels, which we reviewed in the last episode, actually just been getting pretty good love. Like I feel like there's obviously like it's weird because there's like this narrative of like there's these haters out there that are like hating on it, but I don't see any of it. I just see the people talking about that there's haters.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I see.
It seems like everyone.
I see the haters. I see the haters, but in the comments.
Oh,
only the comment section.
That's where the
like I don't see anybody. I haven't seen like TikToks or anything.
See, that's where I fuck up.
Oh man, what? What? It sucks. But it's definitely the comment section that's really like they're really chewing it, and then. Even today with Madam Web, I seen the comments and like, bro, like people are dumb because like you don't even see the thing. Like I get if you genuinely don't like it, but it's like you haven't even seen the movie. How are you gonna judge it from the trailer? Like I don't know. Me personally, I think these guys are kind of low key trying to ruin the MCU. Like, what do you want us to do? Just bring Iron Man back every single time? Like, bro, I don't know, man.
I feel like they're like 14-year-olds who don't really appreciate what's going on. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like. But the thing that sucks is that they're actually grown men. So like that's what it really sucks.
Yeah.
So first, let's get into Madam Web. All right. So Madam Web just dropped this morning,
which I have no idea about because I'm not a comic book guy, so I don't know anything about it. I just know that Madam Web, it sounds like Spider-Man, and I also seen a comment that said it would be cool if this introduced us to all the all the Spider-Mans. Sony needed, I forget what it said, but it said Sony needs to bring out all the Spider-Mans to make this elite or something like that, epic, which would be dope. That would be sick, you know what I mean? Give us a Spider-Man No Way Home vibe. That would be cool.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Just to build a hype up. Like just that alone, if the movie is trash, that would make people come through. Marvel, there you go. Kevin Feige, listen to us, man. You ain't even gotta put Tom Holland in it. You can put Andrew Garfield, put Miles Morales, introduce Miles Morales to the live action.
How crazy that's like. If Sony ends up introducing Miles Morales before Marvel Studios gets to release Miles Morales, that would be like a crazy steal. But technically, they have the rights to do it. So like,
I think they would do something like that. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like Miles Morales like is included in their contract of like I guess so they own all the Spider-Man like rights for film. So like,
which is crazy.
And and I just watched something today that said that a part of their contract is that they have to use they have to use the copyright every like 2 years or something, or else they'll lose it, or 2 or 3 years. So if they don't make any Spider-Man movies, like they'll lose it. That's why like they're making a Madam Web, they're making a Craven a movie. Like they have to release these movies even though, or they'll lose the copyright for it. That's why there's all the Spider-Man 1, 2, 3, Spider-Man 1, 2. Then there was Venom. Then there was so it's like they keep making stuff with the property because they have it. They have the property, so they can do it.
First of all, this is what I'm gonna say. Whoever at Marvel sold Spider-Man,
so
you guys get a neck. Like a dumb slap.
A little comic book history. There was a point where Marvel was not Marvel that we know it today. Marvel was a comic book company that no one cared about, that like was going bankrupt. And because they're going bankrupt, they started selling the rights to their characters to movie studios, right? And at the time, they sold Spider-Man and all the properties because they're like, this is our best one. They're bankrupt, bro. They're just trying to stay alive. So they're just like, oh, let's sell the rights to these comic book characters, right? So now they sold Spider-Man to Sony, and they're bankrupt trying to get some money, and now Sony owns that shit. So like that's what kind of sucks. And then they sold the rest of the properties to like Marvel or like Disney and Marvel Studios and shit, right? So now they have that. And they started developing all those things. So that's the difference when it comes to like the Sonyverse, and like X-Men was like Fox, right? They sold X-Men to Fox. So they're just trying to make money at the time. And yeah, now we're kind of stuck. That's why we had those shitty So background too, Avery just watched all these X-Men movies, which they're pretty shitty, right? But Beast, can you give it up that Beast in X-Men, like Kelsey Grammer's character? I don't know if you know Beast from like the cartoons or the comic books and stuff, but
I don't know.
That's how he is. Like Kelsey Grammer playing him, like where he's like older and wiser, and he's like super smart. He's like one of the smartest. He's a professor that turned himself into the Beast. So he's super fucking smart. He's a scientist, and he like, I think what happens in the comics is that he makes something that turns himself into, like, he's trying to develop like the perfect, like, probably knowing Marvel, probably like a super soldier serum. You don't quote me on that. I'm just spitballing because I don't know the true history, but he's trying to develop it and ends up being blue and fucking hairy and shit, like, right, like a beast. I don't know what the background on Beast is, but in the comic books and from what I've seen him in, and then also the cartoon X-Men from the 90s, Beast is like super smart. He's like a scientist professor. He's one of the smartest minds in Marvel. So like having him in there. Did you see the Kelsey Grammer version, or did you see the?
I seen both of them. I saw the old ones first, but I'm on Days of Future Past now.
Okay.
So I gotta finish watching that. But I know I seen both of them.
Okay, so you saw Beast recently in those old movies. What do you think about that?
I
saw a big controversy on Twitter.
What they say
is in the Marvels post-credit scene. Spoiler, fuck you.
Dude, you should already know.
You should already know.
If you're new here. Spoiler.
Yeah, we're doing this, dude. Yeah. Anyways, so Beast is CGI in the Marvel's post-credit scene, but in the Kelsey Grammer one, it's like prosthetics, right? So I think people are like debating on like which one looks better. I like the CGI version of the new Marvels. I think that shit looked really dope. Like I think
he looks sick. Great. He looked better as. And that's super biased because I haven't watched them growing up. I just started watching them, and like, bro, I like future stuff, bro. Like I like him looking like that. Like it's dope. Like it's like I like obviously, and this fool is gonna hate me for saying this. I like Smart Hulk. I thought he looks cool. I thought because he's a future version of Hulk. Like it looks cool. Like,
but we need even farther future. I need Maestro, and I want a fucking Maestro.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the way how far the CGI has gone, like that looks cool. So yeah, I liked it, but I'm not a comic book guy, so sorry to you comic book nerds, bro. It is what it is, man. I thought the Beast was cool. It was really cool seeing him, especially because I just literally finished watching those X-Men movies. So I was like, oh shoot.
I think those I want to go back and watch them again because obviously, X-Men is coming. So I want to go back and watch those, and I feel like they're gonna bring all those characters back into this new like whether it's Deadpool or it's whatever future shit that's coming out with the multiverse going crazy right now.
Speaking of the future.
Yeah.
Bro, that new Rockstars thing just threw me off.
Okay, yeah, that's another big news that we wanted to talk about. Is we'll watch the Madam Web trailer in a little bit, but the shit with Jonathan Majors is going crazy right now. So I've been seeing reports that the director of I think Quantumanium or maybe Loki or something Loveness, Jeff Loveness or something.
I think he said Loki.
He's part of Loki.
Yeah.
I think he was supposed to be part of Secret Invasion or not Secret Invasion, fucking Secret Wars, which is Avengers, like that big movie, right? And that they said that he's been removed from it because they're moving away from Kang. That's the rumors as a character, which. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, excited to get to Doom, let's just get rid of Kang. But I'm like, dude, Kang was the best part of those movies, and you guys built up this giant thing with Kang being this guy. You can't just like put it off like that. Like there's got to be a climax.
Do you think that this was a part of Loki being the god Loki? Do you think that was a part of this like actually happening, or do you think because of the Jonathan Majors thing they were like, let's make Loki god?
Well, the one thing I could say about the Loki thing is that Loki finished filming before Jonathan Majors was done, and they didn't do any reshoots before he got arrested. So I think what they did for Loki was still when they were kind of in their little prime right there, and they had this thing, and they made this great fucking show, and then the controversy happened with Jonathan Majors, and that's when everything started taking off, and that's when they were working on like Quantumanium and stuff. I think that Quantumanium had already been done, obviously too, because they fucking put 1 million of him in there. So I feel like they I don't know what they're doing with that, but the whole thing with him being arrested, like it seems like they're kind of planning to move away from him. Even though, like, because the trial keeps getting like it like they keep trying, and also he keeps trying to like set a date for it, and like they just are. I think they keep trying to like be like, oh, it's dismissed, try to get it dismissed, and it just like they're like, no, the trial's gonna go through. So they want to investigate it, which is like kind of annoying.
We got fans, man. I'll be on Instagram Live, and dude, shout out to Marcus, shout out to Blake.
Yeah.
Shout out to Krista.
Shout out to you guys, please.
They well, Marcus and Blake are they're not trolls, but they're like super.
They're friends, so like
No. I'm just saying they are super anti Phase 4. And I get what we had like a little beef, and they were talking about Phase 4 sucks, and Blake was like trolling. He was like, Miss Marvel's the best superhero in the world. He was trolling. But Marcus was like, I mean, he could have been like genuine, but like I felt like he was trolling. But Marcus was saying that the Phase 4 was kind of booty, and
It's most people's opinion.
Yeah. Agreed with him because everything wasn't the best. Like it wasn't like I feel like this we were so spoiled that we kind of like got like
I'll say this.
I don't know. I feel like we didn't get the greatest of Marvel, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like we didn't get the greatest of Marvel.
This is what I'll say about this. Phase 4, yes. It's probably the worst phase in Marvel, but it's still above most movies that come out. You know what I mean? So like even the worst Marvel movie is still better than fucking Kraven the Hunter, Madam Web, fucking Venom, like all those movies. Batman, like Joker was good, but Batman, like the one with Robert Pattinson, like Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
That one, like.
No.
That's weird. So like, even the worst Marvel movie is still better than the best other superhero movies. So it's like, even though Phase 4 is not, if you're comparing it to past Marvel shit, then Marvel Studio shit, then yeah, it's gonna be. It's on the lower level.
That's where
we had Captain America. We had like the whole story of Captain America. That first phase and that first story was iconic. I mean, it's the highest grossing movies. It led to the highest grossing movies of all time.
Yeah.
Like what they did with that is a proven factor. But trying to repeat it and like this thing. They're trying to repeat it with all these characters that no one has the same attachments to because we've grown so attached to those other characters, and the ones that we would have attachment to was like Spider-Man and X-Men, which are like owned by fucking different properties. The Hulk, which is owned by fucking a different property. So it's like you can't really. They have to work with what they got. So and it's still better than everything else.
So this is my beef. All right, I haven't told Marcus this. I haven't told Blake this. I haven't told you this. This is my beef with the MCU. Kevin Feige, man.
Speak to him.
You guys, what made us fall in love with the past MCU movies is every time you introduced someone new, it was from somebody we loved, like Iron Man, Spider-Man, like that introduction. Well, we already liked Spider-Man, right?
Panther came in.
You know what I'm saying? Like we already liked Spider-Man, but like because Iron Man was attached, it was like, oh, cool. Then Black Panther, that whole vibe, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Captain America.
Civil War came out, I was like, bro, Black Panther's gonna be this, and Spider-Man's gonna be this. This is gonna be crazy.
That's what I'm saying. So
when it happened, I was like blown away.
So like Captain America, or Bucky, like you know what I mean, with Falcon, like but we fell in love with those characters because it meshed together. So now I'm not this because you like Miss Marvel. She's cool too, but like the introduction of Miss Marvel was just out of the blue. It wasn't. I feel like it would have been doper if Captain Marvel was like here. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or
something happened where like they set it up a little bit better.
Yeah. So like I'm saying, and then same thing with Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi just came busting in the door. It's like give us
something.
Wong kind of did it, but like. It was like Shang-Chi has his own movie, but like I wish Shang-Chi would have been in Doctor Strange or something and like been like, okay, here is Shang-Chi. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's not like you didn't set up.
I think they were trying to do what they did with like Captain America, but even in Captain America and Iron Man and stuff, they like in Iron Man they set up Thor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what we fell in love because they exactly. And you don't set it up like me now I do. I'm not gonna lie. Back in the day, I was hating on Miss Marvel, but now I'm a low key attached to the character. Like she's dope. But like at the time, dude, you just threw her at us. Same thing with Shang-Chi. Like it was dope, but like, bro. It would have been a way smoother transition if Doctor Strange Wong just introduced him. That would have been like, oh shoot.
Then we would have been more interested to be like, damn, okay, like who is this guy?
Exactly.
Like, right? Like Doctor Strange and Wong went to go find this guy like for help. Like who is he? And then we were like, we get a whole movie explaining where he came from, and then you're like, damn, that's sick.
Exactly.
Yes.
Same thing with if we want to get newer movies, which people are newer shows, newer movies that people don't even really rock with like that. Now, let's go with WandaVision. WandaVision just introduced us to Monica Rambeau. I love Monica Rambeau because, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with Hawkeye. I'm not going to lie. I like Kate. Yeah, I love her character. Everybody not really rocking with Hawkeye. I like the Hawkeye show. But, like, it introduced us to Kate. Bro, I feel like y'all should do that. I mean, I feel like they're going to try to do it now because of Miss Marvel. She could be the piece.
To bring all the young Avengers.
But at the time, you didn't do that. So now, you know, I feel like a lot of people are thrown off now.
Yeah.
Because that's what you did in the last phase, and that's why people loved it so much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the issue right now. And I feel like people have fallen off because of that. Like, Iron Man just died. So who's the new guy? Nobody knows who the new guy is.
And we're like 5 years into it.
So, like, I mean, me now, like, I'm not even gonna cap, bro. Like, even though Secret Invasion wasn't the dopest thing ever, I'm not gonna lie. If Gaia pulled up, I'll rock with her because I know who she is. And
you made us watch that. You made us watch that. So give us something to include it. You know.
So I don't know, man.
But that's the thing is. I think that's a big problem with this phase too, is they're taking way too much time to answer questions that we have, right? Like they introduced us to these questions and we're like, oh shit. And in the past movies, it was like every movie kind of like, we didn't have to wait that long between like for answering that question that we got, you know? They'd be like, oh, here's Loki with army. Where do you get that army from? And then you see it's Thanos. And you're like, oh, Thanos is coming. Oh, Thanos grabs a glove. Like, you know, they set up this thing every time and like, oh, like the Guardian, I feel like the Guardians maybe was the only one that was kind of like separate. But even that, like, you're like, oh, they're going into space. Like, this is cosmic. Like, they're going to bring him into with Thanos and shit. And they introduce Thanos. And it's like Thanos' kids, you know, are in the movie. So you're, like, excited to see it. It's all tied together. And I feel like they lost track of that. They kind of, like, what you already said. I'm just summarizing what you said. But, like, that's wild to, I don't know. That's a great observation, Avery. I think that's, like, I think that's exactly what it is. These long questions that they gave us.
And I think that's what people, like, when I was talking to Marcus, I feel like that's why they hate it. Like, I'm just thinking, like, oh man, why don't people like it? Like, it's like, and there's nothing you can really do because I like Black Panther 2. There's nothing really you can do because you basically threw Shuri in our face right after Chadwick died. And you have to, you had to. But it's like,
but even that's so connected. We knew who Shuri was.
Yeah, but so it's you know? that one was like, I loved it. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, man, like you didn't really give it like. He didn't give it what it needed to give.
Yeah.
It was dope, but don't get me wrong, man. Like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, man. It's just a lot. Like, what you said also is like, man, the answers aren't answering right now. Like freaking T'Challa's kid. Like, why would you throw that in our face and then, bro, we probably gonna have to wait till like 10 years.
Let's talk about that then, because I saw some stuff on the Young Avengers, right? And who would be the Young Avengers cast. The one person that no one's putting in there is fucking T'Challa's son. And I feel like a lot of people forgot about that. They're not talking about that. As far as on Twitter, like I've seen like all these things about the Young Avengers, who's gonna be on the Young Avengers. The one person, T'Challa's son, dude. Like that's like that's one of the best ones that I want to see. Like, what is he grown up now? Like, is he? You know what I mean? Like, what happened?
Because technically, how far was that?
And also like
how far ago was that in the MCU? Jeez.
Man, there's thunder as fuck.
It's up right now. And the lights twitched a little bit.
Holy shit. If the power goes up, guys, then I don't know what's going to happen.
Yo, what is happening right now?
Enjoy what we have. I don't know what Jofu's at. He's probably scared as fuck. But, damn, that thunder's going on for a long time.
Yeah.
That is wild. It's still going. It made the car alarms go off.
Yeah. Is that your car alarm?
I don't think so.
But yeah, no, what I was saying was, how long ago was, like, T'Challa to right now, what's happening right now in the MCU? Because technically, what? Because I just watched a recap of Miss Marvel before watching the Marvels.
Yeah.
They said that was 2025.
Okay.
So the Marvels, when is this happening? Is this?
And
Miss Marvel looked a little older.
And the one thing that they can say too is like, oh, they were in an alternate dimension or something. You know, like it was an alternate multiverse that we watched or something. So like that's the thing too is like.
That's another thing that like low key is pissing me off. Is like, which is it's dope, but it's still pissing me off because you don't know like
what's real.
Yeah, like bro, like come on, dude. Like what's about to really happen? Like what's about to really go on? Like I know I was hype about it. I think I was hype off the Marvels. I had the new movie high, but it's like dang, bro. Like you just threw another alternate universe with Monica Rambeau. At the time, seemed really dope. but it just threw more questions at us. Like,
Yeah.
like what the hell? Like, so are the X-Men just gonna be in that universe? Like, bro, like what's going on, bro?
Yeah.
Man, you guys.
Like giving us like hella teases and no conclusions to the teases. It's like too many teases and not enough conclusions. So
and it's honestly
it's like blue balls, bro. Like we have like Marvel blue balls, bro. It's like, and the MCU blue balls, they're just like, they give us this like tease of like you're about to get it, and then it's like, okay, dude, I've been waiting for 6 years.
Yeah.
What is this shit? We still haven't like thinking about this thing. All right, Black Panther 2 came out. T'Challa died. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
In the MCU. Don't you think we should have seen every character mourning him, and every character being like, damn, dude, one of the Avengers who beat fucking Thanos in the war, like King T'Challa of Wakanda, who has built this whole empire and is expanding out to this thing, like he is the Black Panther, we know him as Black Panther. Don't you think that people would be like mourning him?
Yeah.
So did all that stuff happen after? Is it going to be addressed later on in another thing, or are they just we did our tribute and it's over? Like this is a universe you're building, right? It's like a TV show. If like this is kind of a side note, but it's also it relates, right? I don't know if you've ever seen this show. I just started watching this show because I ran out of shows to watch. I started binging Eastbound and Down. Have you ever heard of Eastbound and Down? I wanted to recommend it to you because I feel like you're gonna love it, bro. It's Danny McBride. It's like you already love Danny McBride's TV shows. You love Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you've ever seen Vice Principals. Vice Principals is fucking amazing. And then Eastbound and Down is like the one that he was like famous for, that he started making these shows for, right? Eastbound and Down is amazing. It was on HBO.
Okay.
He's a baseball player, and it's like the greatest thing. It's like he's like a baseball player who closes for like the World Series, and then he gets so rich and famous that he's like a crazy, like cocky, egotistical motherfucker who does drugs and drinks and parties, and he fucks his whole like career up and ends up going like all the way back to the bottom, you know, and losing everything. And that's where like it starts out, and it just goes from there, bro. And in that, I'm like, dude, if like I'm seeing something, like I know it's a series, right? But also like that's how we're looking at the MCU. It's like a series almost of like these movies that have interconnected. It's the first thing where we're seeing like episodic cinema, right? Like we've seen sequels, we've seen maybe trilogies, but like 22 episode like movie like saga that has like, you know, all connected, and like it's a whole universe that you're building. So I feel like when in this series they've kind of lost track of that universe that they're building, where it's like, oh, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, but it's like, dude, like they're all in the same universe. Don't you think like more we've already seen how you've connected everything else? Why are you not making all this just connect at the same time too? Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. So I think that's like one of the biggest problems that they lost sight of. And I hope Marvel, one day, I hope you guys are watching this, because if I've learned anything from Kenny Powers, who is the main character on Eastbound and Down, is that motherfucker, we got this shit right here, bro. Like we are your fans. We are the people who are at your movies every single opening fucking day.
The day before though.
Buying tickets when tickets go on sale
for $20,
and then promoting your movies and talking about them and talking about how passionate are. Like we are your ultimate fans. You're making movies for these guys right here. Probably kids and shit too, you know what I mean? But and families and stuff. But like that's where you're losing sight of. Like families, they're gonna go see it on Saturday, Sunday. Kids and all that shit, they're gonna go see it with their families Saturday, Sunday. We right here who have been watching comic shit and who've been like on this stuff and love this stuff for years and years and years, that's your main audience. So play to us, bro. We're giving you the insight of what you need to do to be successful, and you know, take that.
Yeah,
take that and run with it.
I wonder how the media.
Because like, I hope you guys have a team that are siphoning podcasts and find this podcast right here, and they're like, hey, we need to be like listening to what these guys say, because we're the ones doing this here. We're the ones out here buying tickets and going to every single movie that you guys make at opening a show on Thursday. You know what I mean? So like, you know what I mean? You can listen to what we're saying, bro.
Yeah.
Avery and I have good points, and we're making some good points, and so you know, take that and run with it for the future success of Marvel.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, like
you 20 years of success.
Last episode, man, I was on the movie high with the Loki high, like, you know what I mean? I was on that high, and then like I said, I just talked to like some of the people who watch our podcast and like getting like insight with them, and like I'm not compromising with them, because don't get me wrong, man, I love a lot of like I liked Black Panther, I liked, you know what I'm saying, like WandaVision, I really like obviously Loki, like a lot of stuff in Phase 4 was dope to me, but but it's also annoying that, like you said, we just have so much more
unanswered questions.
Unanswered questions, and it's like, dang, dude, like it is kind of frustrating. And I can see, because we like them, we're gonna go see them regardless if
whatever they make,
if the questions are answered regardless. But it makes it. This is what I'm saying. It makes it harder for us to be a podcast and defend when, like, I can't really defend, like, you know what I mean? You guys,
I still do.
I couldn't really.
Still turn into Kanye, because I defended Kanye for a long time. It's funny. It's funny because what you're saying reminds me of music, like how passionate we are about artists.
Yeah.
I think that's how it was. Like we grew up passionate about artists. Where I was defending Drake when he was on his mixtape, saying he's gonna be the biggest artist in the world, and I was defending Kanye when he was doing all this crazy shit. But then, Kanye went a little too far and I couldn't defend him anymore. Yeah. So I was like, I can't even defend you. It's the same kind of shit. It's like, we love Marvel. We love MCU. We love what you're doing at all that stuff. And it's like, we are your fans, right? And we're going to support you. We're diehard. But, like, give us something to work with. So, like, I can be like, dude, like, now this is why they're the shit. Like, when you guys were the shit, and I was, like, telling people about, like, dude, I'm telling you, like, you have to watch, like, the lead up to Avengers, and then, like, the Avengers movie. That it's crazy how it all connects, and it's, like, it's so fucking dope. And then they watched it, and they were like, damn, that is dope. Like, I gotta, like, keep watching it. I get people invested in it, right? It's the same thing with music. It's like, J. Cole, my boy told me about J. Cole, Dimitri, shout out Dimitri. Like, he was, like, the first one to be like, bro, like, listen to this, bro. Like, listen to this dude J. Cole, like, this mixtape is fucking crazy. I think it was like the warm-up or Friday Night Lights or something. He was like showing it to me, and we sat there for an hour and just like listened to him, and I was like, dude, this is like the best hip-hop I've ever heard in my life, right? And it's like, that moment was crazy for me, and ever since then, like, and J. Cole kept giving me reasons to be like, look, I'm telling you he's the best. Listen to this, bro. Like, listen to this. And people are like, oh shit, like they can't even deny it, right? Yeah. That's how Marvel was for these, like, all the way up until Endgame. It was like undeniably amazing, where like I can show anybody and they'll be like, okay, that's pretty dope, Yeah. And it's like these new ones, I'm trying to be like, go see, this movie. Hey, I'm telling you, this shit was dope. I liked it, but like, and then they watch it like, oh, that was cool, but like, I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I like it because I'm invested, but I'm like, it's hard for me to defend you and promote you and stuff, Yeah. And we're not even getting paid for this. We're paying you guys, so like, listen. That's what I'm saying.
No, for real. No. Hey, listen to us, bro, because the Marvels, it costs $20, bro. $20, and like, Kevin Feige, man.
That's right, money.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And like I said, I was a fan of the Marvels. I actually enjoyed the Marvels, but you can't. This is what I'm saying. You can't throw the X-Men in there, and then we're not gonna see X-Men until freaking 2026, bro. Yeah. Like, bro, don't do that to me, bro. I just paid $20. I need to see the connection, my boy.
Yeah. Crazy. If you think about it, I guess like I think about like trilogies, like Lord of the Rings is the ultimate trilogy in my opinion, right? So it's like I think you waited every 2 years to get a movie, but even then it's like you're anticipating it, you get everything answered in that next 2 years. Like we're waiting, like getting movies that were like, wait, what? Like, so what about that fucking giant head that popped out of Earth? Like, is anyone gonna talk about that?
That was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, it did. It's like fucking T'Challa died. Like, he's the king of Wakanda, right? Like is anyone gonna be like just like
Hercules?
Even just like doing something as simple as like Kamala Khan watching the TV and being like, fuck, like T'Challa died. Like that's what it like. You know how impact that would have on like a Kamala Khan, like as a young Avenger coming in and being like, damn, like T'Challa died. Like what I'm doing is like really risky. Like I could be, you know what I mean? Like I could be killed, or I could be whatever happened. Like Tony Stark, like that like we saw it in Spider-Man, but it's like everyone knew who Iron Man was. Yeah. He was the most famous Avenger. So like, why isn't everyone mourning him and being like, fuck, man? Like every single movie should have had a reference to like, how Iron Man is. Even if you just had a picture on the back wall that said fucking rest in peace Iron Man. So like,
let me tell you why. Bro. Let me tell you why everybody is in love with the last phase. It's because you guys did such a great job with the blip. Everybody mourned. Everybody felt it. Everybody knew what was happening in Endgame. Yeah. Everybody, and it was like, even Ant-Man, the blip was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like a thing. So I think you need to intertwine, like not even answering the questions, but like what you literally just said, that oh man, what the hell, like Wong or freaking Doctor Strange, it's a head in whatever, I forget where it's at, but it's you know, or even Loki acknowledging Hercules and his brother.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Something weird like that.
Like season of just like him, like you wouldn't think that at any point of Loki's journey he wasn't like, oh, I gotta like think about it. He's more concerned.
He didn't see Thor at all.
He was.
Or Odin or
like,
his mom.
He been mourning them. Like I mean, the first episode we saw like he mourned them, but then you don't think. I mean, maybe he thinks like, I guess in the first episode like they kind of like put it in his head that it doesn't matter because they've all died already.
Yeah. And
he's like, but at the same point, don't you think he could be like, I want to go back and say bye to my brother. I want to see my dad one last time before he dies. My mom passed away. Maybe I could go back in time and go see her. Like, you know how dope that would have been?
Yeah.
Like to have that in there. It's like, and
just like a subtle one too, like because it's multiple. It's multiple of him, so he could go back at any time, and then the mom would be like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" Be like, "Oh, I just wanted to say bye to you," and you could have made it so dramatic. She would have been like, "Oh, where are you going?" Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It could have been so dramatic for him, and just been like a weird little moment for him and Thor. Thor's like, "What are you talking about, bro?" Like, you know what I mean? That would have been. I mean, not saying Loki was amazing, but I'm just saying like you could do things to tie in because you've done it in the past. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Like I'm not complaining. I'm just like saying you've done it, so why not do it again?
You know what?
In grander fashion.
Yeah. You know what it makes me think about, and it's funny because with the writer's strike and the actor strike happening, and being so prominent in our faces with the movies and stuff, I feel like I never really thought about writers, you know, and that's, you know, that's maybe, and I feel like it's most people. I feel like you watch a movie and you're like, oh, like that was a good movie. They talk about directors, they talk about the actors, but they never talk about the writers, who's writing the story, right? And I think that's very important. Like the person who's writing it is the person who's creating it, right? Like you're coming up with that out of your head and putting it down on paper, and then they're like, okay, I'll build off this, right? So like the writers are like the most responsible ones for what's happening in all these movies, and I feel like it can't be that hard to write in these things where like you're just like, oh, at this moment he does this, or if you take it to the next level, the VFX artist like putting in like a thing. And I think what it really comes down to is like these people probably want to put that stuff in there, but then it goes up to the executives, because I've worked in corporate now, like I see how it works. Like that's why I gave up at corporate, right? It's like I used to be told like, oh, you know, you can suggest subject lines for your emails or designs for your emails, and I'm like, no, because I know how much the designers care about their designs. So if I suggest something to them, they're gonna be like, we're gonna do what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And same thing with the copywriters on my work. They were like, we're gonna write the subject lines. You can suggest something to us, but we're gonna write what we want to write. You know. But even that goes up to the executives, and the executives are like, nah, you can't have this, you can't do this. Like, oh, you put green here, we don't like green, take that out. Like, so the designers have to be like, shuffle back down, the copywriters have to be like put back down. So that's how corporate works. So I feel like with the MCU, probably the writers for these movies, when they're writing it, are making these things and saying these things, and it keeps getting pushed down, condensed, blah blah, get rid of this, blah blah. So I feel like they need to like expand that. Like that's the problem with corporate America, like corporate like structure, is like the creativity gets stifled down as it goes on, and that's why there's so much bad advertisement and so much bad marketing, which that's different. But and movies and all that shit. But that's what I'm saying. So maybe that's what it is. It's like maybe I want to blame, like I don't know who to blame, and I don't want to blame anyone technically, but like, do you blame the writers? Do you blame the fucking executives? Like whatever it is, like something's up with Marvel where it's not computing like it was in these first 3 phases.
Yeah,
that's all. That's all it comes down to.
Unless it's just them just trying to push out as much content and
that's it too. That's it too. Yeah, that's it.
Because it wasn't like that before.
When you make the most money in the fucking world from a movie, like you're the most successful studio, like what do? You can only go up from there, or you can only really go down.
But that's what I'm saying. Right? If you already turned up, like you got the most. Like chill out, boy. Like just do what you do. Like do what you've been doing, and you know what I mean. I don't know,
really everything to rap and like hip hop and stuff, and it just reminds me of like an artist. Like I think of movies like this, like and albums, and like it's just art at the end of the day. Like which I wanted to let me get on another rant.
Oh yeah.
So at the end of the day, you know, my first passion, and I think Avery's overall passion, is music, right? Hip hop, rap, that's what we do. And today, bro, I went on this little rant, not rant to Kat, but I was just, she showed me this artist, and I'm not gonna say the artist's name because I don't want to fucking whatever to say it, but she told me about this artist, and she was like, oh, like my coworker told me about this artist. and there's nothing against this artist in per se, but
do I know this artist?
No, yeah. But for me, it was just like another artist doing the same shit, and so it kind of like made me feel like this is annoying as fuck. Like I don't like. So she showed me this artist, and she's like, "What do you think?" I really like him. He's cool, and I listened to the song, and I was like, "Yeah, it's cool." I mean, it literally sounds like every like Ty Dolla $ign. It sounds like every like R&B like same kind of beat style with the same kind of auto tune and the same stuff doing.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Cut this out. Who is it?
So she's showing me this artist and the music that is playing. I'm like, dude, like it sounds just like every other R&B hip hop song that I've heard. Like there's nothing creative about it. Like I get like, yeah, it's cool that he's from another country and he's like kind of like doing what, like it sounds like a good like song. Like I'm not objectively it's a good song, but I've already heard this song a million times. It's the same blueprint that every artist follows when they're making this music, where it's just like this they listen to another artist and like copy that instead of like taking from it and building something new. And there's certain artists, obviously there's tons of artists that make fucking creative good shit and it gets played and heard and stuff, but there's so many artists that are just doing this and copying shit, and it's like, yeah, it sounds good, but that's not you, bro. Like you know what I mean? So I went on this whole rant today, and I was like, dude, I was so salty, bro. I was like, it sucks that for me when I try to make a song, I'm not doing anything like the last thing I did. Like every song for me personally, I do something that's like different every single time. I might learn a little bit of something, I might lean in a direction, but like it comes out different, and it's like either a different flow, different style, completely different sound, a different topic, whatever it is. Like I'm trying to do something different every single time, and I'm like, dude, all these are these vague copy cut things of each other, where it's just boom, like the same shit, bro, over and over again. So I was just so salty, and I'm like, dude, do I sound like an old head? I know I do, but it's like, it's crazy that that the creativity, my whole point, and to bring it all back to the round, right, is that my whole point was that these artists, it's like what they're doing by copy cutting and like following a blueprint, or just like seeing what is successful and doing that, like it's taking the art out of the music, you know what I mean? Like the reason you and I fell in love with art, or rap and hip hop and music, is because it's art. It's like creativity, like expressed, and it's individuality. It's like your soul, your person put into this art piece, and it's created out there and put out there, right? But when you're just like, that person did that and that was successful, like let me do that. You're not creating from you, you're creating for that. And that's what pisses me off about this whole music shit, right? Is like people see the blueprint for what's successful and they copy it, and then it is successful, but like that's not art. That's you just making money off. You're a vulture at that point, I feel like, you know? Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot of those like artists that are out there doing that, and it's annoying as fuck, and that's what gets played on the radio most of the time, and it's so fucking annoying, and they get hella views and hella streams and hella follows, and people talk about them, and I'm like, dude, like, do you guys not see through this shit? This is like fucking, you're not seeing through this? Like, I see right through it. As soon as I see it, as soon as I hear it, I'm just like, I see right through that shit. And I don't know, that's my rant. I was talking about that to Kat today, and I know I'm crazy for going on rants like this, but that's what I was thinking about today, and I was just like, man, like, it makes me, like, it's jaded me away from creating, and it sucks, but, like, I've been more inspired to write about it and stuff, so, like, I feel like it's gonna end up being for the best, but damn, bro, that shit got me. So I was just like, you know, whatever you're an ultimate artist as well, so I feel like you can, like, see, I know you see it, like, I know you see it.
I mean,
and it's crazy to.
I mean, I don't. Me personally, though, I don't really see it anymore. Like, I think I've turned my head away from it so much, like, because there was a point in time where I was like following like No Jumper and like Academics, and
but
I was seeing everything. Jaded, like. I was seeing everything that they were, you know, doing, and then also I like stopped following them, and then I started like getting on TikTok and seeing all these rappers do the same thing, and I kind of like my And I'm thinking, God, bro, because my freaking feed doesn't see that no more.
Yeah.
I don't see that no more. Like I still follow the Shade Room, and the Shade Room will post some stuff sometimes, but like I don't see new artists. I don't see that. Like I don't see that. So like
I think that's a part of the beauty of social media is that you can curate things. Once, like I think before we didn't realize there was an algorithm that like showed us like our actions like curated our feed.
Yeah.
But now that we know that, I feel like we only like the things that we want to see more of, and we like we don't so you curate your feed and like that's like, and I feel like that's what you
that's what I've come to, especially because of like making this album. Like I remember you telling me about some dude that you watched. I'm not gonna say it because we both follow that page. You know what I mean? And it's like it's cool. Like, but we did that in 1920, and it's like. That's really, really dope. Like, that's really cool to do, like, freestyles and, and I still have them. I still post them here and there, but, like, nobody cares anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares. It's honestly, in today's age, if you want to make it in music, I'm saying, but the way that we want to make it is we have to find our people. And it showed me, and especially, like, a few days ago, with Rigo, like that showed me that those people are there. You just gotta find them. Like Rigo just found 66,000 people who follow him, and it's like off of a video that he did. It's like, dude, they're there somewhere for especially for our podcast, for our music. Like they're there. You just gotta find them and just gotta keep pushing though, because dude, like what you're saying about that one artist that you're talking about, like like they'll go crazy, whatever, but like. It doesn't really matter because you gotta find your people. Like I haven't found millions of my people, but I've found my people. Like there are some people that I can name that I'm like, damn, they're really down for me. Like one of my boy Andreas from London, like he's like a real bro. Like he hit me up. Like I need to find millions of him because there's one day that he just hit me up. He's like, hey bro, does your subscription on Instagram go to you? And I was like, I didn't even know I had that. He's like, yeah, you got a subscription button. He's like, does that money go to you? And I'm like, I think so. And he did it. He's a subscriber. I don't do nothing on that subscriber thing. He just wants to help with exactly. And then you got Krista, who's like, she comes here and supports this because she's invested in my music. So they're there. You just got to find them. And I think, in my opinion, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to curate to my people, and I'm trying to do my thing for them. And that goes back to our age 31 podcast where we're talking about like I forget what we're talking about, but I just had a brain fart. But anyways, I just finding my people and I'm catering to them and hoping that they grow because, dude, like I kind of don't care about like being like on the radio and being like, look at me. I'm like,
well, it's evolved now, so you don't have to be that.
Yeah, I wanna be like, I genuinely, for example, when I drop Atlantis, I want to drop Atlantis and I want to sell direct from consumer, direct to consumer from me to them, and have them love the product and pay for me to keep going in the music to give them more. You know what I'm saying? And I think that will last longer than being a one-hit wonder. And I don't say one-hit wonder because you can make a hit and you can, TikTok can make you go crazy. But I'd rather build a solid fan base because I just got t-shirts. I just my t-shirts are getting printed right now, and like I have people who want to buy that. Like, and I want that. I don't want people to be like, oh yeah, Avery has a cool song, but they don't buy my merch. Like, hell no. So I don't know, man. I look at it differently. I actually don't care anymore about those people. And like I see it, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like I was so pissed at Ice Spice. She's sexy though. Don't get me wrong. She's beautiful. But like I was so pissed because I didn't think she was good at making music. But like, what am I doing? What am I doing mad at her? Like she's doing her thing, but like that's not the lane I'm in. Same with Corda Ray. Same with Lil Uzi. Same with all these little guys, and they're making the money. I shouldn't be mad at them for profiting off of what they do. I shouldn't be mad at anybody for making money.
At least they're all like, but I feel like with those artists that you name, like I feel like they're at least kind of individuals. You know what I mean? As far as like like Lil Uzi's verse music doesn't sound like
he's him.
You know what I mean, like he's him. Like Ice Spice, like her music might not be the best, but like it's her.
Yeah,
you know, it's different. Like it is like her. It's like a New York female. Like it's cool. It kind of Pop Smoky, but it's kind of like cute. Like I coined a term, and I should probably copyright it, but I was like it's like pretty girl pop, right? Which is like these like pretty.
Probably.
I know. There's these like I might leave that out.
Yeah,
but there's like these pretty girls. I know.
That's pretty cool.
I know.
Because you got her, Glorilla, you got Glorilla, you got like
Dua Lipa,
Doja Cat.
Like it's all this like it's pretty girl pop, right?
Yeah.
And like and I feel like they like
this is November 15th, 2023. Just in case anybody's trying to
I said that to Kat because I was like, you know, it's funny because I actually listen to like a lot of pretty girl pop now. Like that's like I listen to these like pretty ass girls who like make these good songs, bro. Like fucking like it's because my girlfriend is pretty and she likes pop music, right? And so like she's their audience, like
and you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? I think about that all the time. And you know what's crazy? Shout out to Rigo, man. Rigo is definitely and he didn't do anything, but seeing what he's doing, like he didn't do anything to me, but seeing what he's doing, our friend Rigo, he's a mechanic and he just went viral on TikTok and he's going crazy. But seeing what just happened to him, put it in perspective for me is that, man, you aren't like not working, or you're not like you're not worthless or nothing. It's just you haven't been seen. And once you're seen, it's up and it's stuck for you. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do. I don't sound like freaking Doja Cat, obviously, and Doja Cat's popping right now, but like there are millions of people in this world who will rock with Avery, who's just like a Krista, who's just like a Neil, who's just like an Andreas, like those people, like a Kobe, like my core following. There's I'm speaking of 5 people: Neil, Krista, Andreas, Kobe, and I just said those 4 because I can't off the top. Those are my 4 top. So there's 4 of you guys. I know there are a million more of you guys that are just like you, who just rock with the boy because of who I am and the music I make. And Doja Cat has found her cats, his girlfriend. She's found that base of pretty girls who just like to listen to it said what I said, like, and you know what I mean? Like I get it. Like I need to find people who like I escaped the hood, like, you know what I mean? That's probably phenomenal to somebody. Just like J. Cole. Like J. Cole is phenomenal to me. Like it's millions of people. Like it's just, bro, like today's age has shown me, especially because just seeing Rigo, man. Rigo, it still blows my mind.
Yeah, shout out Rigo Ratio on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
It's just like, man, like you just haven't found your people, especially for our podcast. Dude, we got some bangers on here, man. We've made some really dope like
content.
Yeah, content and like observations and theories and like funny stuff like on here. And like we found our 130, but we there's 130 more million, 130 more thousand. Like you guys are out there. Thank you for watching, but like you guys are out there. We just need to find you guys. Like we're not doing anything wrong. We're doing everything right. It's just we gotta find it. I think that's it's like that, whatever that dude's name. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't focus like that anymore.
I think it's just because when it gets put in my face, where it's like I don't go out of my way to like deal with that. Like I mean, my attention's on Marvel, my attention's on UFC, my attention's on my work, my attention's on the podcast, like all that stuff. So I'm not thinking about it. But when I'm like kind of just like zoned out and I'm like driving with someone or I'm with someone and they're playing me music and they know I do music and they know I music is big to me, so they'll show me artists and stuff, and I'm like, this artist ain't it, bro. Like, what do you like? Don't show me this person. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool. Like, yeah, what they're doing is good. Like, if you like one of their songs, dope. Like, I get it. But like, they're not doing anything different that I'm like, oh, like this is an artist that I would want to like support and follow. You know what I mean? Like, to me at least, as an artist, right? Like, and I make good art, bro. I fucking know I make good art. So like when it comes down to it, like I see people and I'm like, you're not making good art. You're copying someone else's art and doing that, which is not like you. And I think that's what you were saying and what I'm saying at the end of the day, which is funny because I feel like a lot of people say this on like celebrities and stuff. They're always just like, oh, if you want to be successful, just be you. And I think for me, that's something I'm learning, right? Is that like I always struggle. I think I'm too aware of myself that I think about myself too much, that I think about like what I'm doing and how I'm acting, whatever. And it's like I need to just be me, just like what I've learned from watching Eastbound and Down, which is crazy. Kenny Powers, bro, is Kenny fucking Powers.
Is that is that a show or a movie?
It's a show.
Is it on Max?
It's on Max, yes. And it's amazing. I started watching it, I got hooked, and
It just popped up?
No, I've known about it for a long time. It came out when we were in high school. It came out in 2009, but it's Danny McBride's like show, and I've always heard people anytime they talk about Danny McBride, they'll be like, "Oh, from Eastbound and Down." Like I've seen memes of Kenny Powers, I've seen all this stuff, and I'm just like, what is this show? You know? And I started watching it, and I was like, damn, this is fucking good, bro. And it's just, but the thing is, it's like, the one thing I've learned about it, as stupid as it is Kenny Powers is fucking Kenny Powers, and he's gonna be fucking Kenny Powers to the day he dies. And like, that's what the whole show is about, is like him, he's just so egotistical, like wanting to be famous and like be the man, that he's always the man, even when he's not the man, even when he's failing, he's still fucking the man, bro, because he's Kenny Powers. He's been the man, he is the man, he's confident that he's the man, and he just does it. And it's like, that's what I've learned. I'm like, bro, like I just gotta be myself at the end of the day. Like I know it's dumb as it sounds, and maybe it's dumb for me to be finding this out at 31, you know, I just always struggle with this. Like one of those things where I'm like, bro, like whether you like it or not, like I'm fucking Adrian Blest, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, so it's like fucking get with it or get lost, and that's how Kenny Powers is in the show, and it's fucking amazing, and I love it, bro. But it's like it's a good lesson. I don't know, maybe it's a lesson for me. Like this is kind of like therapy, right? At the same time, like being able to speak to you guys, and be able to speak with Avery, and just talk about this stuff, like it's cool to kind of just get it all off. But that was my little music rant that I wanted to go on. But it also came back to my like what I was saying with X and stuff. I wanted to talk about what I saw. Before we go, I wanted to talk about the What If season 2 trailer and shit. So, if you guys
shut up, hold on, wait.
You guys are here for the Marvel shit.
Wait a minute, man. What if you know what's crazy? What if whoever did the What If stuff, man, y'all cater to me on this one.
Yeah.
Cause bro, y'all done put that Christmas stuff in there, and y'all know I'm about to watch it, bro. And then it's 9 days straight. It's not weeks.
Okay, so
that's dope.
Let's talk about that. So the What If season 2 trailer came out today, and we've been waiting for it. We kind of know it was gonna come in December, but we didn't like really know the exact date. Trailer came out today. Fucking amazing trailer. I'll put that out there. And the one commentary that I'm seeing, the one thing that I'm seeing on, like I said, on Twitter, my shit, I've been just going through it all day, looking at what people are talking about with these trailers. The one thing that people were kind of upset about was that it is coming all out at once in 9 days. So the one big comment that I saw was people who are like us, who are covering the shit and who are talking about it, it's hard to cover 9 consecutive days like of content, so they want to be able to like savor it, or it's like one episode a week.
That's gonna be crazy. We gotta figure out a schedule.
Yeah, so that's gonna be weird. We're gonna talk about like these episodes, don't talk about these episodes, it's fine, we'll figure it out, we'll cut it in the middle. But a lot of people are like, the people who are like every day making videos about every single episode,
new Rockstar.
New Rockstar gonna New Rockstar's gonna probably do like the same thing, or maybe they'll wait like they're gonna have to like cover each. I don't know if they're gonna be able to do one each day. Like that's gonna be crazy. But
I feel like they would.
As a fan, like the people who are vocal, who have platforms, who are covering the shit, I understand you're upset, but as a fan of it, I have the platform and we're gonna make a podcast about it. Blah. We'll just, like I said, we'll cut it down the middle. Who cares? Like, as a fan, bro, I'm hyped.
Yeah, I'm hyped.
9 days of fucking Marvel shit, Marvel shit to cover, like that's not to watch. Like that's you know how crazy it was for me. Yesterday was today's Wednesday. Yesterday was Tuesday. I came home from work and I was like, what's on TV? Like, okay, I watched this already. Okay, I watched this already. This comes out on Sundays. I already watched that. That came out on Monday. I already watched that. I'm like, dude, there's nothing on Tuesday for me to watch. Like, I'm like chilling. And I'm like, dude, what do I watch? Like, there's nothing new for me to watch. That's why I started Eastbound and Down, because I'm like, I wanted to watch this show. Let me just start it, so whenever I don't have something to watch, I can watch this.
Yeah.
And so, you know, like I'm like, dude, like, you know how great that is for me, is to come home every single day and have something to watch. Like it's I'm hyped, bro. Like it's like, I know on Saturdays I get to watch UFC. I know on Thursdays I get to watch fucking Loki and you know, Miss Marvel or the Marvels. Like I get excited for that shit. So it's like that was like I'm hyped for What If season 2.
Yeah, and you know it's even crazier. It's like, I don't know, man. I feel like for this season, I feel like they're gonna do something in it, and it's gonna come to fruition. It's gonna come to fruition in the real MCU. Of
course. We're deep in the MCU in the multiverse saga. As much as people have been hating on this phase and stuff, and you know, Marcus and if you guys are upset about this, like, You know, it does suck, but like just play into it for a little bit. You know, like it's gonna. You know, if you have to dumb yourself down a little bit to watch it, to enjoy it, watch it real quick. But we're deep into the phase, so if you're thinking about it, and like from just like if you were seeing this for the first time, like we're in the multiverse now. So like what this multiverse season 2, like we were already in it when they were writing it. So like they know what is gonna, like they're gonna make some shit happen. And I was gonna go over it. Hold on, I took screenshots.
I just don't want them to give us more questions, bro.
Okay, well look, the one thing the cool thing is not only did they release the trailer, but they released the titles of the episodes.
Oh wow, okay.
So I have the list of titles right here. I'm gonna post it up here so you guys can see it. And the one thing that's cool is I saw someone who has the insight to What If and Marvel and stuff, right? Say the titles, there's more to the titles than meet the name. Okay? So it's like Transformers, there's more than meets the eye. It's like, you know, you think it's a car, but there's a fucking fighting robot under there. These titles are cool titles, but there's gonna be some shit that happens. There's gonna be characters that we don't expect to see. There's gonna be a lot of shit that happens. So, episode 201, right? 201. They go season 2, episode 1. What if Nebula joined the Nova Corps? That one kind of sounds boring, but
Nova Corps, what's that?
The Nova Corps was the gold people, or like the people on Guardians of the Galaxy, like that fighting.
Oh, Adam Warlock.
Yeah, more like Nova, the police people that like arrested Rocket and Groot in the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Gotcha, yeah.
The Nova Corps. So what if Nebula joined the Nova Corps because she, instead of being like bad, she became good, right? Okay. What if Peter Quill attacked Earth's mightiest heroes? Which that one is what we saw in the trailer. So I wanted to watch the trailer on here. I don't know if we should. I mean, as much as I want to cover the trailers and stuff, I know it's going to be a lot of editing and a lot of copyright infringement stuff, so I don't want to take a chance, but it is what it is. We'll talk about it, and you guys can watch it on your own. We'll put the links in the description if you guys really want to watch it, and that way you guys can check it out. But that's the one we saw in the trailer, which is Peter Quill as a little kid, and that's like the old Avengers in like 1985 or something. So in the trailer, like you think it's Black Panther, but it's King T'Chaka. And it's Ant-Man, but it's Hank Pym, original Ant-Man, you know? So it's like the old, and it's like when Peter, right, he was taken like 85, I think, as a kid. It's like if he got abducted and went to see Ego and actually was raised by Ego, and then he sent Peter Quill back to Earth, and now he's just like fucking, crazy.
That's gonna be an interesting episode.
And the Avengers have to fight him. So what if Peter Quill attacked Earth's mightiest heroes? Episode 3, what if Happy Hogan saved Christmas? Which I think that's the one that we saw where he's like crawling in the. It's like
who was that girl he was talking to?
That's the girl from Thor, from WandaVision, who's like the.
Oh yes.
I don't know her name. I forgot.
Okay, yeah, her cute. Yeah, she's cute.
Yeah, she's cute. Yeah, I like her voice and stuff. So that's gonna be like a play on Braveheart, right? Like that's what it seems like. It's like a little.
Yeah, definitely because it comes out on the 22nd, 23rd, Christmas Eve. Yeah, let's go. I'm hyped for that one. Yeah. That's gonna be my favorite.
So that's like Happy Hogan Saves Christmas. What if Iron Man crashed into the Grandmaster? So instead of Thor going and crashing on the Grandmaster's place, what if Iron Man was the one who got sent to that place? And I think that's the racing stuff that we're seeing, where like maybe Iron Man like shows all of he starts using his armor developing technology on
the Grandmaster. Hold on, what is that?
Grandmaster is the dude from Thor Ragnarok, where he worked.
Oh yes.
What's his name? Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so the Grandmaster. So what if Iron Man went there instead of Thor? That would have been cool, right? He probably would have built all this crazy technology shit, so we'll see what happens. What if Captain Carter fought the Hydra Stomper? So that's from season 1. Captain Carter was fighting. She becomes Captain America. Archie becomes Captain Britain. Captain America. Steve Rogers becomes the Hydra Stomper, and I don't know what's gonna happen with that one. That seems pretty crazy. I heard Wanda Maximoff is in that one, and voiced by the lady who plays her, Olsen twin, Olsen's sister. Episode 6. What if the Avengers assembled in 1602? So that's like hundreds of years ago, centuries ago.
Yeah.
So it's like the Avengers and like the old time. I heard that like a Merlin is gonna be like Doctor Strange or like Wanda. Like she's gonna be like a wizard. So like
that's cool.
So that seems pretty cool. What if Hela found the 10 rings? So Hela is Thor's sister, right?
Yeah,
Who's
yeah.
crazy as fuck. If she found the 10 rings and had that power and stuff. So I don't know what's gonna happen in that episode, but that shit looks crazy. In the trailer, there's a little part where has the 10 rings and you see her like shooting them out.
From these titles, it doesn't look like anything could connect.
But that's the thing, is like I said, it's more than meets the eye for these. So like these are just like the plot, like we don't, that's like the kind of vague what is it called, semantic, not semantic, but like synopsis of the episode. And I'm just saying what I saw based off the trailer and what I'm reading and seeing online. So it's like, so Hela finding the 10 rings, we see in the trailer with the 10 rings. I don't know what's gonna happen in that shit, but I heard there's some good cameos in that one. What if Kilhori reshaped the world? I don't know who Kilhori is, but that seems interesting. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how to even pronounce that.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
And then what if Supreme Strange intervened? Which I think that's probably has to do with that Dark Strange that we saw in the first season.
No, Supreme Strange is the one, right?
Maybe with the eye.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
it definitely. So
I don't know. I don't know if those are gonna be.
For the haters out there, Marcus.
No, we love you, Marcus.
For the haters out there, it seems like, to me, it seems like a what if. Like, it seems like the last what if was just so cool on its own. It wasn't like
it didn't have to be.
It didn't have to connect. Like, and it sounds dope.
We saw Captain Carter in Doctor Strange. So it did connect. We did get that one live thing.
That's true.
But there's more that I'm sure there's more that they're gonna make happen.
I'm gonna give Dre a little gym theory, or like a get his little spidey sense tingling.
All right.
What if?
Yep. Shout out. Season 2.
X-Men pull up in this.
That would be fucking crazy. That'd be so sick. I didn't even think about that, but that'd be sick.
Yeah, what if the X-Men pull up?
Because they probably already decided, like, the X-Men are gonna be in the Marvel Universe soon, so hopefully, maybe, possibly.
I don't know where they would show up, but what if they? Or 1601.
That'd be sick. Like a fucking super old school event, X-Men team or something. And the one thing that was cool about What If Season 1 is, as much as it was episodic, where it's like each episode is different, it ended up connecting, right? Because the last episode where the Watcher, that's the one thing we're taking out of the stories from all this thing, right? The Watcher is the main character. So he's the one telling the story. So the What If Season 1, we thought it's just all these random stories, but it's really the Watcher's narrating it. He's the main character. He's telling us stories, right? So, and then at the end of the last season, at the end of the season, we get to see him fighting something that breaks out of the multiverse and like goes into his world, and he's like, fuck. So now he has to fight, and you see him fight fucking that, and he's fucking powerful as shit, right? So Ultron.
Yeah, Ultron.
So he ends up fighting Supreme Ultron or whatever. If that's the case, like, you know, Watcher's doing something, bro. Like, the Watcher's in the trailers. He's like, he even said like the multiverse is kind of broken. There's like glass like broken and shit when he's in the multiverse. So I feel like
maybe
it's gonna bleed in.
Maybe it's
all gonna connect.
Maybe that is it. Maybe because that's what it is for me, man. I'm just trying to figure out the connection, and what we haven't had since the What If thing is. That's been introduced to us is the Watcher.
Yeah.
The Watcher in real life. Like, what if the Watcher is just chilling?
Bro.
That'd be cool if they.
You know, be sick, him. And that's I think.
And that actor, I like the actor.
You know,
he's really cool.
You know, what'd be cool, and this would be a lot of work. This would be a big project, and I'm sorry, VFX artists, for even suggesting this, because if Marvel does watch this one day, and they end up taking this idea, it's gonna be a lot of work for you guys. I already know. But what if? And this is cool. This is real world shit. The way that streaming works now, you can re-upload this thing. So if I were to release a song and I decide to change a little bit of it, I can re-upload that song and it would go into the spot that you already have, and you would be like, when you go to re-listen to it, it'd be different, right? I've suggested this before, and I think this is a good idea, and Marvel, you should do it. I know it's gonna be a lot of work for the VFX artists, and I'm sorry for even suggesting this, like I said, but what if they put the Watcher, like once they introduce the Watcher,
and everything,
you start and everything, just like in one scene, you see his eyes like in the background or something, just watching, or you see him walk by, and then people would go back and watch every movie to look for every single part where like maybe that's where the Watcher is, and you find it's like Where's Waldo for the Watcher, to make people rewatch every single one of your movies and try to find where the Watcher is in that movie.
That would be legit.
If you guys are out of money, you guys are going bankrupt, take that idea. Just and hire me, please, or even as a consultant.
That would be lit. That would be lit.
Like, put me as an employee and shit. Like, I'm the table.
That'd be lit. I remember back when we were reviewing What If, and I remember like, dang, I was always curious as who's the most powerful, Watcher or that dude, that Celestial dude. But even then, like, I feel
the
like
Celestials are in the multiverse, and I feel like he's outside of the multiverse, so he can fucking probably shut them down real quick if he wanted to.
Like, is Loki like more powerful than the Watcher now?
I don't know. Because he's holding that. What if like we saw like the Watcher in season 2 of What If? He's like in the multiverse and he looks and he sees Loki just sitting with like a branch of like or he like goes somewhere and like he's like, damn, the multiverse is broken, and he sees Loki sitting there with the fucking tree like holding it together. That'd be fucking sick.
Come on, man.
That's the kind of things that would make us be like, holy shit, this is the best thing ever. Like, that's the kind of stuff that you guys need to do. Like, we're like hiring these ideas.
Let me see if Marvel.
I think you know what it is we gotta. And I was gonna say this earlier in the episode, and I know this is kind of a longer episode, guys. And if you guys are still rocking with us, I appreciate you. These will be clips easily consumable for you. But I think what we need to do is be promoting this and try to get this in front of the eyes of the writers, right? When we're watching this stuff, when we're watching season 2, we need to pay attention to those credits, because we only pay attention to the director, the actors, well, the credits. We need to look at the writers. We need to find them on Instagram and Twitter. We need to tag them in this shit right here and tell them like, hey, bro, you guys need to be listening to us for ideas of when you're sitting in your room alone in the basement trying to write something that's going to be consumed by millions of people. It's kind of hard. Listen to what people want. We're telling what we want. This is all to make money for Marvel Studios and make these best movies possible. Listen to us. So we need to find them, tag them, and be like, hey, like,
I feel like that'd be hype too, because they definitely don't have like people coming up to them like.
Yeah, like you guys are pretty like low key, right? So it's like low key, shout out low key.
You guys definitely got the bread, but you're not famous.
Yeah, and that's good. It's good, but hey, we're coming for you. We're gonna make you famous. I'm trying to get, like, at the end of the day, this podcast is like, it's not for views or numbers or money or whatever. Like I said it before in the last episode, in another episode, this is so that way we get the best content out of the Marvel shit that we're going to, and then we get to go consume it for free. I want to be able to go to a red carpet premiere, be invited, and be there watching this shit opening day with the actors, with the directors, with the writers, and being like, damn, this is dope. With the VFX artists, and being like, damn, this is dope. Like, I want to be in that circle. I want to know these people who are making this shit, because it's amazing. So, you know, to kind of wrap it all up, tie it all together, we just really love art. And I think at the end of the day, this is another form of art. This is another form. The MCU and Marvel and movies is another huge form of art. So, you know, as appreciative as we are of the art, you know, we might have to curate it a little bit for you guys, because you guys are lacking a little bit of direction. So
I'm looking at jobs at Marvel right now.
Yeah, send that to me. You know, I'm looking for.
I'm looking for creative director.
Yeah. Yeah. So you know,
Kevin Feige's what do you call it? Dog walker. Barbershop. That's how you get in.
I'll sweep for you.
That's what I'm saying. You get to the barbershop and then be like, oh, Kevin Feige want a haircut.
Yeah, barbershop.
There you go.
Barbershop
talk. Yeah, there you go. That's
hire me to sit in the corner. Like, you need me to sit in the corner and just like talk shit. Like I remember when I used to go get my haircut at this barbershop, and the guy would sell like bootleg DVDs. He would come in and he would sell bootleg DVDs, everyone, and then they would put like one on, and I'd be seeing a movie that's not gonna come out for a month, but it'd be on like Blu-ray, and we'd be like all talking about it. Yeah, people like talking about it, talking shit about it, like, and we just it was so
that's
funny,
definitely the hood barbershop, man. That's funny. Oh man.
But anyways, yeah. So we got some ideas for you guys. I mean, overall, I'm excited for What If season 2. To go back to the Madam Web shit, I said we were gonna talk about it later on in the episode, but the Madam Web shit, like,
when does that come out?
Comes out, I don't know, I didn't even pay attention to that. Honestly, I didn't think it looked that great. I thought it looked like a CW like TV show. Like, the acting seems okay, the storyline seems good, but it's like it's unless Spider-Man's gonna be in it, like, I really don't care. Like, it's just
this isn't a Marvel canon.
they're gonna tie it all together eventually somehow, but
This is a Sony thing, though.
But it's a Sony thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just the feel of the movie. Just it's a Sony movie. It feels like a movie. It doesn't feel like big epic, fucking blockbuster Marvel event. You know, as compared to, you know, anything else. So it's just the style that they do things. I just don't.
They haven't had they've never had blockbuster besides Venom. Venom is not.
Venom made like $1 billion.
Is it? Did it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I think the success that they had, the first Venom.
Yeah, because Morbius.
But even that wasn't a great movie. Like, it was a good movie, but it wasn't great. You know? So, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I feel like this is going to be another one of those movies that's not great. It's going to be good, but it's not going to be great. I'll go see it. I'll still go see it because I have nothing else to watch, and I get excited for stuff like this. But
y'all can't put this in the phase 4.
But me and Avery are going to this cheaper theater for the Marvels. I'm just gonna give you guys a little insider because this is how much we pay attention to this shit. For the Marvels, I was like, we gotta go see this like in IMAX, which is like the not IMAX because they didn't have IMAX, but like the best quality that we can see it in, and it was worth it. I felt like it was dope. It was a little more expensive, but you know, for Madam Web, I'm trying to go see that at the cheapest movie theater on a matinee. You know what I mean? Like as early as possible, as cheap as possible. Like that's gonna be like a $10 movie. Like,
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like I watch them. When I do my thing. Like I go to the movies by myself type vibes. Yeah. I'm not really. That's not an event for me.
Yeah, I want to see it though, but. Because Sydney Sweeney's in it, you know. I
think honestly the concept is good, but like it didn't seem. It seemed like I thought it was a show before it said in theaters.
Oh no, it's a movie.
Yeah, I thought it was a show. Like
so
when it was like in a trailer, you were watching it, and it said in theaters, and I was like.
The one thing that's cool is it is like touching that Miles Morales, Spider-Verse, different women and girls in it. So like Sydney Sweeney, like they have her in her costume and stuff. The one thing that's cool that they show them in their costumes. It was a split frame and you didn't really get to see too much of it, but I'm gonna post for you guys so you can see too. But yeah, like Sydney Sweeney and her stuff, right? Looks cool. A Spider Woman, looks fucking dope. This one looks really dope with the spider, like the.
Is that the black spider from Miles Morales?
Jessica, or something Jones, or I forget what her name was.
Yeah, I forget too. But
she was the one with the motorcycle.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's her, but it might be like a play on her.
Okay.
And then this is like another Spider Woman.
That's the Madam one.
No, Madam Web. They didn't really show her as Madam Web. So, real quick background too. Just I know this is late in the episode, so I don't know if you guys are even going to see this, but if you care, the Madam Web shit. For Avery, just so you know, Madam Web is like in the Spider-Verse. She's like at the center of the Spider-Verse or something. She's like this like older in the comics in the show. Like she's like at the very end. She's like blind and has like she's not blind, but she can see like the future. She can see all of the multiverse and stuff. And she like sits at the end of time or like in the multiverse and kind of just like in the Spider-Verse and like sees all these Spider-Men and they can all like connect to her. She's like the middle to like everyone. It's like the center of the web, right? The web is like the Spider-Verse and she's the center of the web, I think. That's what I'm taking from it. So
I'm not gonna lie, y'all.
She can see everything and kind of connect everything.
I'm not hyped.
So
I'm not hyped.
Yeah.
I'm not hyped.
It'll be interesting. And it comes down to Sony has the property of fucking. It's someone I saw on Twitter, and shout out to that person who said I forgot. I wish I would have like screenshot it or something, but someone put this Madam Web movie seems like so basically Sony, their emails got hacked. And there was like all these like talk of like all these Spider-Man movies, and there was like an Aunt May fucking Spider-Man movie that they were gonna make just because they wanted to use the property and make money, and it was like all these movies, right? And they said this feels like one of those movies that actually got made. So and I was like yeah, like the Sony email hack movies that got made. So. It is what it is, but hopefully it's good. I probably won't be, but it's it'll be good, but it won't be great. That's the thing. So I don't know, but that's some cool things that we got today, and we got fucking we got season 2 to look forward to for What If, Madam Web, whenever that comes out, probably sooner than later, and then we saw the Craven trailer a long time ago. I don't know when that's coming out.
Marvel's stressing me out, man.
But yeah, we'll figure it out. Until then, I'm gonna rewatch. Me personally, once I finish Eastbound and Down. There's 4 seasons. I'm about to finish that. And once I finish that, I'm gonna rewatch What If. I might start watching What If tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch What If too. Yeah.
And then I think that's it, bro. Like, and I gotta rewatch all the X-Men movies that you've been watching.
Yeah, I gotta watch Future Days Past, but
Days of Future Past is probably the best one.
I think New Rockstars ruined it for me because they started talking about that movie, and they were like, yeah, after this it sucks. I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah, well, Days of Future Past is really fucking good. Like, that's the one movie that everyone talks about for X-Men. Like, that one's the best one, and it is pretty fucking sick, dude. Okay. I like that movie a lot.
I gotta watch it.
But yeah,
I'll probably finish that.
Dark Phoenix was good. I watched that one in theaters. That one was really good. Did you watch Apocalypse? X-Men Apocalypse? So those are like the newer ones. X-Men Apocalypse is pretty dope too because Oscar Isaac, who plays Moon Knight, plays Apocalypse, the villain. So like he's dope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that movie's dope.
It's
so
funny how like some of the actors.
Yeah, they're all in the same. Yeah. It's all in that big family. I'm gonna find my way to get all up in there and figure it out. But yeah, so as far as everything else guys go, I don't know what else there really is this week. We got some stuff coming up, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, I'm about to go see what's the name tomorrow.
What?
Hunger Games.
Oh, okay, Hunger Games coming out this week.
Hunger Games coming out, man. What else have I? Oh, we got what's the name tonight or tomorrow? Invincible.
Today's Wednesday. Oh, Thursday. Yeah, we got Invincible. And yeah.
There's not really anything else like really popping. You know, I'm on my Christmas movie vibe too right now. So
I saw you started celebrating Christmas on November 1st.
Yeah, it's time. So I've been watching a Christmas movie every night vibes. So
yeah.
So yeah, man. I think that's about it, man.
Yeah, we'll see what happens from here, but. Either way, man, like we got some good content. It's funny because we kind of came into this episode thinking like we didn't have much to talk about, and it was great. I got to talk about a lot, so it worked out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are listening. If you guys are, please subscribe. If you guys this is your first time, subscribe. If you're returning, we love you. Thank you. Please like the video. Leave a comment if you guys have any comments about what we're saying, what we're talking about. Like we would love to hear from you. That'd be awesome. And then
yeah, Marcus.
Yeah, leave more comments. I love seeing that shit. It gives us shit to talk about the next episode. So please give us some content. Like, bro, you guys are like, we need like it's just me and Avery. So like sometimes we come in thinking like, what are we gonna say? What are we gonna talk about? And we just kind of flow. But if you guys bring us something, that's awesome. We could talk about it, and that's what I love. We have a topic to talk about. So we want to know what you guys want to hear. We need, just like Marvel doesn't listen to other people, and they need to listen to us to listen to the people. We want to listen to you. So please give us some ideas, content, topics, and we'll get it down. But with that being said, man, I think it's a rainy day in Southern California, and I'm gonna go work on this podcast and chill. My day off. So we appreciate you guys. Like I said, subscribe, like, share. If you like the clips and shit, we appreciate it. If you're coming from TikTok or Instagram or YouTube Shorts and you're watching a full episode, you are my favorite person in the world, and I hope that you are worshipped as a god. Okay, so yeah, as Loki, like Loki God, bro. You can take over the whole multiverse if you do that. But yeah, we appreciate you guys. And anything else?
Nah, man, that's it, man. Yeah. You guys, thanks for watching, man. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and share. We appreciate you guys. All that.
And with that being said, it's been another episode of ABOV The Multiverse. Appreciate you guys, and peace, baby.
We out here chasing dreams, trying to catch them like receivers. Heavy on the grind, trying to tell you to believe us. Yeah, we see you hating from the bleachers. Coming with the gas, hot and ready, little Caesars.